So there we go. Ball and then ground contact. Decent club head speed, nice ball speed, good accuracy and good distance. Now, most golfers unfortunately don't do that often enough, particularly with their irons, but fairway woods and hybrids as well when the ball's on the ground. And I'm going to talk you through what I think the biggest mistake most golfers make, and most importantly, how just a couple of minutes a day practicing this little drill is going to transform the way you hit the ball. Now, when I watch most golfers at address, a lot of people are very aware about getting that club face nice and square, and they'll get the club up in front, get that leading edge straight. They get their hands in line with the club head and pop their hands on. And then as they address the golf ball, you'll generally see that the shaft is pretty much straight up from the golf ball. And in most golfers' minds, if they're here at address, if they can get back to there at impact, that's going to give them a good shot. But the danger with that is when you swing and you try and produce that, you can start getting the ball a little heavy, a little thin, and just generally, even with nice club head speed, you can never really get the kind of shot that you're looking for. Now, the big problem is address and impact position are completely different. Completely different. So what we're saying is at address, we actually would like to see the shaft sit slightly forward, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. But that would be our address position. That should be much more of our impact position. So we can see they're very, very different positions. And I think that little misconception for most golfers is initially what gets them in trouble. But did mention to begin with, too often I see golfers with that shaft straight up. Now, the problem with that is when we swing the golf club, the club's moving in a circle around our body, and we want to hit ball and then ground. So we need the lowest point of our golf swing to be after the golf ball. But what tends to happen with golfers is because they're trying to get back to this point, we can see the widest point of the circle is actually slightly behind. So we're going to catch the ground or miss the ground and thin it. So the way we're going to do that is, I like the fact of holding that club up in front, making sure that front edge is straight up, but I want you to feel that the hands aren't level with the club head. They're actually more opposite that lead shoulder. So you can see straight away there, the hands are forward, and what you'd need to do is just close that club face so that leading edge is straight up. So now as we put that club down, straight away we can see the hands sit more opposite the inside of the left thigh. Now, even from that position straight away, we would expect to see better delivery of the golf club, because straight away there's more a chance of getting that forward shaft lean. So that's your first change, is make sure that instead of doing that there, the hands are slightly forward, club face is square, get that down, make your swing. And straight away you'll feel a very different strike. A little higher up the club face, might already start seeing that divot starting after the ball, trackman showing low point slightly after the ball there. Club now moving from the inside, and the club face slightly closed. Now most golfers obviously don't draw the ball, and most golfers know that they tend to swing more out to win. But because of the circle, if you get that low point ahead of the golf ball, you can see the club is actually traveling, as it's traveling down to the ground, slightly from the inside. Now that's great. If you're somebody who then normally delivers that club face open, we can already see that little tweak at address is helping with club face, and then low point being ahead is going to improve path. But when we said address and impact different, what I want you to feel is take your address position with those hands opposite that left thigh, and then I want you to feel like you move the weight more into your front leg and allow the shaft to lean forward and let the body open up as though it's looking more down towards the ground. So that'd be address, that'd be impact. And rehearse that. Get yourself there, feel that you're going to be there. Now I appreciate impact isn't a static position, it's a dynamic position. But if in your head you're here, trying to get back to here, That's going to be very different from starting there and feeling like this. So most golfers who struggle with that, like I said, poor contact, but launch the ball very, very high. So I would always get there, and I'll do this in lessons with people, feel that you really exaggerate where you'd like to be. And I can really feel there how my left leg's much more braced, and I can definitely feel kind of my left glute very active, but we don't feel that in the shot. But we're going to set up, rehearse impact, and then try and get back to that position. And that felt lovely. We can see that low point ahead, even though it's not out the middle of the club face though, lots and lots of club speed, lots of ball speed, low point ahead, club traveling down from the inside with a closed club face, and again, 156 yards. But that really doesn't feel like I'm trying to hit the ball hard. It just feels like because my body's moving better, I'm going to get the energy from my body into the club and into the golf ball. But even if you can't hit balls doing this, set up, rehearse impact. Set up, rehearse impact. Honestly, so many golfers don't understand that, and yet when you watch the best players in the world, so different from how they address the ball to how they deliver the club. So you get yourself there, have that little rehearsal again, set up. Now that was a little bit thin, but my low point's still ahead of the golf ball. I just missed the ground there. You can see club head speed still up. Club from the inside, closed club face. So that was just I missed the ground. But if I'm going to be here at address, and like that, we can see that arm's bent, and that would be me straightening the arms after the shot, and we can see where I'd be touching the ground there. Much further ahead of the golf ball. And again, most golfers just don't touch the ball, don't touch the ground, sorry, because they're used to be touching it in the wrong place. So we're going to go one final one. Address the ball, rehearse our impact position, and then off we go. That's probably the best one so far. We see club head speed good, ball speed even better, out the middle of the face, low point ahead, club swinging from the inside with a slightly closed club face, launching lovely at 18 degrees, carrying 160 and total 167. But if you really want to improve your ball striking from the ground, this is the case with irons, hybrids, fairway woods, don't get that shaft straight up to begin with. We have to have that shaft forward. So do that up in front of you, get the hands forward, get that club face square, and then like I said, just for a couple of minutes a day, rehearse that feeling, where we want to be at impact. And if you get better at that position, the golf ball doesn't care about the rest of your golf swing. It's all about delivering that club correctly to give you distance, give you accuracy, and there's nothing better than flushing it out the middle of the club.